Okay, so Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning to my teachers and dear friends. My name is Ameera Jazleena binti Hazran and I'm from class 5 Jujur. So the topic that I'll be talking about today is about one of the Archimedes principle, which is the Plimsoll Line. So what is actually a Plimsoll Line? A Plimsoll line is a reference mark located on the ship's hull that indicates the maximum depth to which the vessel may be safely immersed when cargo is loaded. To put it in a simple way, it means that the Plimsoll line is actually a guideline that is located on the body of the ship that shows the safety depth when cargo is loaded on the ship so that the ship won't sink into the water. So these are the Plimsoll line that is marked on the um, ship. So when the ship travels to many places and location and which has different densities. So uh, different densities varies with its location and its season, which means that um, for example here there's TF stands for tropical freshwater and F for freshwater, which means that when the ship uh, passes through freshwater, what uh, how maximum is the cargo need to be loaded until the ship will sink into the seawater, into the water. So there's AB stands for American Bureau of Shipping, TF Tropical Freshwater Load Line, F Freshwater Load Line, T Tropical Zones Load Line, S Summer Load Line, W Winter Load Line, and WNA stands for Winter North Atlantic Load Line. So ship, even though it is very heavy, but it still can float on the surface of water. And how can that happen? So this can happen because the ship has a hollow shape and the volume of the water displaced by ship is sufficiently big or large enough to have equal weight to the weight of the ship itself. Therefore, the buoyant force acting on the ship is big until that it can support the weight. Hence, the ship can float on the surface of the water. As I said before, uh, different places has different densities. So, seawater, uh, seawater is denser than freshwater because seawater, as we all know, seawater contains a lot of salt. That is the reason why seawater is more dense than other water. Therefore, the ship will stay float and not submerge into the seawater. Then, it can be loaded with more cargo when traveling in seawater without sinking. Other than that, when an object is floating, it actually means that the resultant force acting on the ship is actually zero. Means that there is no resultant force. And the forces are in equilibrium. That is, as I stated there, for example, buoyant force is equal to weight of object